MVFF Swansea, Season 6, Matchday 8 with your coach Howell. Fantastic evening, yet again. It was absolutely scorching out, the sun was blazing, and honestly, considering that we had a week in Matchday 7 where potentially people could have dropped their heads, they had a gain, they went for this, that, the other. What we've had this week is an absolute galvanisation of energy. Comments coming around the place of the point that in Matchday 7, people were starting to, they could feel the energy there. They weren't sure whether they were going to do it, they were going to continue, they weren't exactly sure how they felt about it. It's a long season, the summer's here, there's a lot of barbecues going out, and I'm thinking, I'm not sure. And then the energy kicked in, a switch has flicked, and then you see what happened this week. It's unbelievable. So, before we go on that, just on the new guys, welcome to MVFF. This is where we're at right now. So then, obviously, you've had a season starting weight, and if you go over that, it is an own goal, okay? If you're still over it, but you're still losing weight, you don't earn any goals, but you certainly don't score an own goal as well. When it comes to weekly team bonuses, of course, 1 to 2 goals, 1 to 2 players losing weight is a goal for your team, 3 to 4 is 2 goals, 5 to 6 is 3 goals, and so forth until over 9 players. 9 and over players gets you 5 goals. Scoring hat-tricks, of course, they don't have to be in consecutive weeks, but for each 3 weeks that you lose weight, you score a hat-trick. That is on the email for you, of course. And, of course, your bonuses, multiples of 5%, that would mean that you get an extra 3 goals on the night. Bear in mind, I say this on a weekly basis, you can only have 2 milestones in a season. If you get to your 3rd milestone in a season, your next team in the reshuffle, I know I've said reshuffle. I'm going to start the ball rolling already now. That means then that they will benefit from your milestone. Okay, let's move on. So, this is what you got in the evening. This is a brilliant evening. So, the attendance that we had was 75.9. That was 5.9% above last week's, from memory, of course. But then in all honesty with you, 75.9% is a fantastic set of attendance. If I'm looking correctly there, we are looking at around 107 members attending, which is, again, cracking, absolutely cracking. Really chuffed with that. So with the attendance, of course, purple and green for Goir, and of course, light blue, maroon, and light green managed to get the attendance bonuses there. So it was a goal each for each one of you guys. Well done. Absolutely fantastic. Pitch goals, 60. Scales goals, of course, then were 63, and coaches goals at 34. That is a brilliant evening. Higher again than last week. So it's great to see. Tracker bonuses, purple, yellow, and green for Goir. And of course, light blue, pink, blue, black, and light green managed to get full tracking bonuses there. We've got then, of course, yellow and light blue having the team loss bonus goals there with their absolutely staggering losses, will be announced soon. And then, of course, Luke Davis then, 6%, season 6 percentage leader for Goir. But look at this. It's changed. Season 6 percentage has gone not only to a different person, but also they are absolutely joint on percentage as well, which is unbelievable to see. Ashley Gilbert, Nathan Charles, congratulations, guys. You were there sitting on the top right now of the Copper League as the percentage leaders. Amazing to see, guys. Absolutely cracking. Keep going hard, guys. You're doing fantastically. Right. So now you can see what our weekly team loss as a collective teams is. So we've got Thinner to Win It at 1.4 kilos, Fat Astuta 8.4, Incredible Bulks at 4 kilos, Marco Van Fasting 2.9, Frying Dutchman at 3 kilos. But look at that, Sport in a Beer Gut, 11.1 kilo loss there, guys. Staggering, amazing to see. Then, of course, we've got Scranrad 3.6, Vinder Blues at 2 kilos, Pink Panthers breaking even this week, Forest Green Bloaters at 6.5, Fat Furious really close there with 11.9, but then Fazio smashing it with 14.7 kilo loss. Unbelievable. Bringing a weekly club loss to 66.6 kilos, and incredibly to say, exactly the same number as we had in match day number 5 of this season, 66.6 kilos. And that's brought us to a staggering 350.8 kilogram loss for the entire season so far. Unbelievable. Biggest losers, of course, then, we've got Chizzy at 3.3 kilos, Joel Bard at 3.2, and Richard Morgan at 2 kilos for Goir. And then, of course, Copper. Biggest losers there, Josh Roberts smashing in on his first weigh-in and hitting a milestone. Talk about that in a bit, at 5.8 kilo loss. Amazing, mate. Mike Carter then, of course, 4.1 kilos, and Ashley Gilbert, of course, at 2.9. Amazing to see. And I'm noticing a few typos here. I do apologise, guys. This has already gone out, so I can't change much about this now. On the milestones, we've got fantastic amounts of inductees coming through. We've got 6 new this week coming through it. So the 5% Club, Josh Roberts, first week weighing in, smashing in a milestone. Amazing to see. Sam Jones, of course, telling me he wasn't sure. He's just been on a stag. He's been away, and then staggered to see that he hit the milestone. And honestly, chuffed to see that you've hit it there, mate. Lee Osborne, you knew that you'd done it. You already knew when you got in there. You had a beaming smile and you were driven and you smashed it. Same there, Richard. You managed to hit that 5%. And even to the point where I told you the weight and he went, I think that's a milestone. And I went, let's have a look. And we had a look, and it was absolutely fantastic. Another person who knew his body, he knew exactly where he was in the point that he knew how much weight he'd lost and where his weight was straight away. James Hartree, 10%, mate. Absolutely phenomenal for you to hit that in your season as well. You're having a storm of a season and you couldn't be prouder of you, mate. Absolutely fantastic. But this is the one. 15%. Adam Rayson. You weighed in. You knew what happened. With the suspense was deafening in the room. It was absolutely deafening because you could see all the team was standing there waiting to hear whether you'd hit it. The moment I said that you'd hit that, the roar I heard from your teammates, honestly, I want to be on your team. It sounds lush, mate. The support I heard from every single team this week was unbelievable. But that there, the roar I heard when you hit your 15% was just something I'll never forget. Honestly, it was lush to see. Congratulations, guys, every single one of you, for hitting your milestones. Amazing to see. Hat-trick heroes. This is where we are. Fat Astuta with Craig Manning, Dan Clarkson, Lewis Ablett, and Matt Richards. Incredible Bulks, Aaron John, Richard Blow. You've had the hat-tricks for your team. Sporting a Beer Guts, Richard Ghazi, Tom Martin, Tim Harris. Congratulations, guys. Marco Banfastin with Dean Davis hitting a hat-trick. Frying Dutchman, Brian Hyatt. Dangerous Brian having a hat-trick for his team. Scranra, Mike Rees, Scott Hansen smashing in a hat-tricks for your team. Mark Hallett for Pink Panthers having the hat-tricks. And of course, Forest Green Bloaters had Byron Dover-Wade, Craig Evans, Ryan Hawkins and Wesley Harris hitting your hat-tricks there. And the Fast and Furious, of course, with Dan Kerwin bringing in the hat-trick for that team. Amazing to see, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to seeing who is on the list next week. So, the games. This is where we hit, and this is where everybody gets onto the pitch and gets rid of that energy. It's a treat to get on the pitch. You weigh in, you slog away all week, and then you get the chance then after you weigh in to play on the games and get involved, of course. Remember, guys, you've got to weigh in first. That's always a non-negotiable there, okay? For all the new guys as well coming in, you have to weigh in first. That's really important. So, the first game of the night, Thinity in it and Marco Banfastin. We'll start with that one, and then we'll go straight over to the first game of the night for Copper, of course. So, Thinity in it, Marco Banfastin. On the pitch, it was 8 goals to 6 to Thinity in it. On the scales, it was 1 goes to 2 to Marco Banfastin, 3 all on tracking, and 1 goal to 3 to Marco Banfastin, giving an overall there of 13 goals to 14. Brilliant game, very competitive by the looks of it as well. First game for Copper, of course, was the Pink Panthers against Scranra. It was down, obviously the circumstance came through, there were borrows, so then the goals by the end of it, because there were 2 borrows there, the goals overall was 1 goal to 7 to Scranra. Scales then was 3 goals to 6 to Scranra, 3 all on tracking with 2 all on bonus goals, giving an overall there of 9 goals to 18 to Scranra. Incredible Bulks against Sporting Beergut was the second game in Gwyr, and then that came through at 3-1 to the Incredible Bulks on the pitch. 8-6 on the scales to the Incredible Bulks, 3-all on tracking and 4-all on bonuses, giving an overall there of 18 goals to 14 to the Incredible Bulks. Second game on Copper was the Vinder Blues against the Forest Green Bloaters, and it was 2 goals to 4 on the pitch. But this is where it really made an impact, guys. On the scales, it was 12-0 to Forest Green Bloaters. Bonkers. 3-all on tracking and 2 goals to 3 for Forest Green Bloaters on bonus goals, bringing an overall there of 7 goals to 22 to Forest Green Bloaters. Fat Astuta and the Flying Dutchman on the Gwyr pitch then came through with a pitch score of 5 goals to 10 to the Flying Dutchman. Scales was 7-0 to Fat Astuta. 3-all on tracking with 3 goals to 1 to Fat Astuta, bringing an overall of 18 goals to 14 to Fat Astuta there. Congratulations, guys. And then, of course, the last game of the night on Copper's pitch was Fazio against Fat and Furious. And I had an opportunity to watch a bit of this as well, and it was a great game because both teams were really, really gunning for it as well. They knew the stakes were high. They knew they were going for it. And look, it was a pleasure to watch. 4 goals to 9 on the pitch to Fat and Furious. Scales was 6 goals to 12 to Fat and Furious. 3-all on tracking, but it was 6 goals to 3 bonus goals to Fazio, bringing an overall there of 19 goals to 27 to the Fat and Furious. Congratulations, guys. And again, a fantastic evening of footballing there. So this is what happens with the top scorers then, okay? This was updated at the time of recording this. This was updated yesterday at 6:30 in the evening. So then we can see exactly how accurate it is right now. So if we start with Copper, TG and Corey Davis are there right on the top there with 18 goals each. Dan Landick coming in at third with Alex Kirkhouse, Aled Mason, James Hartree, Byron Dover-Wade, Ryan Hawkins, Shaky and Joe Gear really close up behind there coming for it. And one goal could change the landscape of that for so many people, and it's incredible to see. I love this competition, guys. It's amazing to see. On the Goyer side, of course, we've got then Scott Davis at 19 goals. Nick Davis then following really close there with 18 goals. Kyle Lewis at 15. Darryl Cox at 14. Aaron John and Tom Scott at 13. Carl Williams, Nathan Hodgson then with 10 goals each. Carroll with 8 and Dan Clarkson with 7. Again, a couple of goals. There's only a couple of goals in it, guys, and that landscape could be completely transformed. But it's lush to see. And a special thanks then to Darryl Cox and Aaron Harris for taking control on keeping tabs on these goals. Without you guys, it would be very difficult to get all this in on time and for everybody to listen to. But honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for making sure that this is in. Let's move on. So this is what happens to the overall league table now, of course. So we start with Goyer, of course. Incredible Bulks are rocking it up the top there with 14 points. And with 2 weeks to go, it's possible that all this could be decided next week. It's possible it's already been decided. If we think about it, with the amount of goal difference there, there's a big jump to get to. There's a huge jump. But honestly, Incredible Bulks, you're having a stormer, and congratulations, guys. 1-7, lost 1 at 14 points there. Right behind you then, of course, you've got Fat Astuta and Thinner to win it with very close amounts of goal difference between them. Both winning 5 and losing 3, of course. 10 points there. Marco van Fasten at 4, winning 4, losing 4, with 8 points with Flying Dutchman and Sporting a Beergut following up there, of course. In Copper, Scranrau there with 15 points. Again, this could all be decided for both leagues next week. Depending on your performances, guys, this could all be decided. But at the same point there, you've got 15 points there. You've won 7, you've drawn 1. That is bonkers, guys. And then, of course, you can see then who you drew up against there, because you've got then Forest Green Bloaters with 11 points coming in, who have won 5, drawn 1 and lost 2. Fat and Furious then, winning 4, losing 4. Pink Panthers winning 4, losing 4. Both with 8 points each, with Fazio and Vinder Blues following up behind you. And let's see what happens to the scales. So the scales doesn't look that much different with Goyle, but of course with Copper you can see that the landscape has changed considerably there. So let's have a look at it. Goyle, incredible bulks there with 16 points. Again, it is still the same situation, guys, that it could well all come down to the wire. It could be decided next week. Who knows? We can see from there. There's 4 points between yourselves and Fat Astute. Yourselves are 16, Fat Astute at 12. Then, of course, Thinner Twinid with 8. Marco Banfasten with 6. Sporting Beer got the 2, and the Frying Dutchman 4, and then Frying Dutchman with 2 points there, of course. In Copper then, Forest Green Boaters, 12 points, Fat and Furious, 12 points, and 10 points between you in goal difference. That there, guys, is crazy. What seasons you've had so far is fantastic to see there. Fazio then with 9 points, still very close. Scranra, 8 points. Pink Panthers with 5, and Vinder Blues there with 2. Guys, the competition is all for the taking. That landscape could be changed at a heartbeat. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes. Right, team of the week, guys. And this is the bit that we all like. We all like the special mentions. We all like to see how we've done here, of course. So we'll start off going straight from on the Goyle League there. So for Fat Astute, Joe Barder losing a staggering 3.2 kilos there. Congratulations, mate. Then, of course, Sporting Beer gets Richard Morgan, 2 kilo loss. Fantastic to see. Kyle Bamford, when I asked you, Captain, who's your scale champ? He said, it's Kyle again. It's Kyle again. Might as well you just keep him in there. It's Kyle again. He's an absolute machine. And I agree with him. 1.3 kilo loss there. Sorry, 1.8 kilo loss. Excuse me with my glasses. 1.8 kilo loss there. Absolutely fantastic, mate. There's no stopping you. Incredible bulks. Richard Blow. 5% milestone there. Fantastic to see. And congratulations, mate. For the Frying Dutchman, of course, Chizzy, our very, very esteemed assistant coach there with his amazing 3.3 kilo loss. Congratulations, buddy. That's brilliant to see. And of course, Andrew Francis Davis for Marco Banfasten there. 1.2 kilo loss there for you, mate. Brilliant to see. So, in Copper then, of course, for Fazio, we've got Mike Carter and Adam Rayson there for their amazing losses. Absolutely amazing losses and milestones there. Fantastic to see that you're both on the list there. Fantastic. Then we've got for the Pink Panthers, we've got Lee Osborne, 5% loss. Brilliant to see. For the Vinder Blues then, the Machine, the Rumble champs, of course, being, of course, Phil Finselback, 1.4 kilo there, mate. Fantastic to see. Then we got Joe Gear being he's so consistent there with his 1.2 kilo loss there. Fantastic to see there. Well done, mate. And then we've got James Hartree and Josh Roberts there with their 10 and 5% losses. Fantastic to see. Last thing as well, and the last but certainly not least, Sam Jones, Forest Green Bloaters, with your 5% milestone as well. Congratulations to the team of the week. Lush to see you guys. So the Rumble. Everybody is driven for the Rumble. Even if they weren't driven to start off with, they were just saying, it didn't mean much, but now I just want to stay in it. I want to stay in it. It's addictive. And do you know what? The whole purpose of the Rumble isn't for you to hit these massive losses. We celebrate big losses, of course we do, because a loss is a loss. But at the same time, we want to celebrate those chipping away and doing consistent things, just modifying and tweaking little bits in their diet to make sure that they have that consistent loss, or even to maintain. We take the maintains as well. But this is what we've got right now. 106 have been eliminated. We've got 30 left. So what we're going to do then is that we're going to let the season run, so up to season 10. And then from the Cup, so from week 11 onwards, I will have the names of every single person who is still in the Rumble being displayed for the next 4 weeks, for me to see exactly where we are. Build the profile. Congratulate the remaining guys, the guys who have been consistent for 10 weeks. That's a feat in itself, guys. You've got to really respect the fact that you can do that. That is an amazing feat just there. Being consistent for 10 weeks is amazing. Being consistent for 6 weeks is amazing. Being consistent in general is amazing. For you to be able to do that and still come out with the results is lush to see. And of course, this is next week's fixtures. So week 9 we've got it here. So the 13th of June, these will be played. And of course, with Goir, we will be playing Fat Astuta against Sporting a Biergut would be the first game at 7 o'clock. Followed by the Flying Dutchmen against Marco Banfastin at 7:30. And of course, the Incredible Bulks against Thin It to Win It at 8 o'clock. In Copper then, of course, we've got Fazio against the Forest Green Bloaters at 7 o'clock, with Fat and Furious against Scranrad 7:30, and then the Vinder Blues against the Pink Panthers following up at 8 o'clock. My final thoughts for tonight, for the roundup, of course, is a massive, massive good luck and have an amazing, amazing opportunity. There's a few guys I know of who are going to be running the Swansea Half Marathon on Sunday, and as well our own Copper team are playing Newport, and it's a pretty big game, to be honest with you. From I've gathered, I haven't looked at the data myself, but from I've gathered, if Copper win, they win the league. If Copper lose, am I right in saying Goir win? I think so. And so then that's a brilliant position for us in Swansea to be in. So then we can celebrate either way. But at the same point, guys, massive, massive best of luck to you for the game on Sunday. I will be there. I'll be coming up to support, and I can't wait to watch you guys in action. The only thing I could say is I wish I was playing with you. But at the same point, guys, maybe next season we can work something out that means that I can play on the Swansea games as your coach. Fingers crossed, of course. We'll ask nicely and see where we can go. This has been your roundup, guys. It's been absolutely fab that you've taken the time to listen, and thank you so much for your patience, for your loyalty, and of course your consistency in your weight loss journeys. Anybody else listen to this and you're thinking, is this for me? The only way you're going to find out, guys, is to try it. And honestly, I can tell you right now, people who take this on do not regret it. I think the word life changing is something that is said quite a lot. And as a previous member and now coach, I can tell you hands down, it certainly changed my life for the better. I can actually say right now that I can play with my family, I can play a game of football, I'm no longer seeing stars, and I'm feeling amazing. If that is anything that you would fancy doing, if you want to sign up, guys, just give me a message and I'd be more than happy to talk you through it. Thanks, guys. See you soon.